Chinguya. My name is Vien and welcome to my vlog. For today's video, I'm gonna share to you my GTE or Genuine Temporary Entrant here in Australia. I-share ko sa inyo kung ano ang mga sinulat ko at mga information na nilagay ko sa GTE ko. And as you can see, same outfit from the previous vlog kasi sinipag po tayong mag-video since babasahin ko lang naman yung GTE ko para may idea kayo kung ano yung content ng GTE. So, ayan yung GTE ko nandito sa phone ko. And dun sa previous vlog ko, sinabi ko 6 pages pero pagka-check ko, 7 pages pala ito. First page, Genuine Temporary Entrant for Student Visa Application in Australia. Name, vienmalabanan, date of birth, passport number. Nilagay ko yung mga ganong information. Kasi as I've mentioned, nag-draft ako ng GTE ko and then nirevise and in-update ng visa team sa Pathway to Oz. Kaya ito na yung babasahin ko yung updated nila. Ganun yung format na ginawa nila. Dear Case Officer, I am writing to express my sincere intention as a temporary entrant to Australia to further my education. I am from Pasay City, Philippines. I have made a decision to study Certificate 4 in Aging Support and Diploma of Community Service at the Australian College of Vocational Education and Training, ACVET. Throughout my professional journey, I have been profoundly serving in the government sector of my country for almost 7 years now. Although my career in the government sector has been rewarding, my goal now is to equip myself with the knowledge, practical skills, and qualification to serve my community better. Upon completing my studies, I envision coming home to the Philippines and returning to the government sector to work as a community development officer in the and ultimately as a city government department head at the. With these intentions and motivations in mind, I look forward to the promising opportunities that studying in Australia offers. So, yun yung intro ng GTE ko. After obtaining my bachelor's degree in business administration from in 2012, I embarked my career journey at TELUS International Philippines, serving as a customer service representative. Over the 3 years I spent there, I became adept at managing clients' queries concerning their internet services, honing my communication and customer service skills. By September 2015, driven by a desire for secure tenure, attractive benefits, and the prospect of making meaningful contribution to my country, I decided to shift towards government service. However, this path was delayed by an important personal commitment. I returned to my hometown and spent a year from September 2015 until August 2016 attending to my ailing grandmother. This period of caregiving was a deeply personal and transformative experience for me. It made me wish I had formal knowledge about aged care support at that time, a realization that stays with me and partly inspires my current academic pursuit now. In August 2016, my career in the government sector commenced. I was employed as an administrative assistant 2 at the. My primary responsibility entails preparing disbursement voucher for the payment of government contributions and other salary deduction for both and civilian employees. Despite my best efforts, the intense competition for administrative roles within the limited my opportunities for career advancement. During my time there, I also began to understand the value of continuous education and academic qualification deeply. It was clear that these elements held significant weight when seeking promotion within the government sector. Then, fortunately, an opportunity presented itself with the Department of as an administrative assistant 3, which I accepted, enticed by the possibility of nationwide travel. Within the my responsibility included drafting communication, ensuring functional office supplies and equipment, and maintaining pertinent records. My experience auditing the brought me face-to-face with the transformative power of community development, visiting geographically isolated and disadvantaged area, and witnessing firsthand the positive income of infrastructure projects funded by the government sparked a deep interest in me. These experiences stirred in me a desire for a more direct, hands-on role in community development. So yun yung nilagay ko for the academic and professional background. Next part is reason for studying Certificate 4 in Aging Support and Diploma of Community Service. Throughout my 11-year career in both private and government sectors, my work primarily centered around paperwork, leading to a significant amount of time spent in front of the computer. Despite the routine, I found that my career growth was stagnating, and more importantly, I began to feel a lack of fulfillment in my work. I yearned for a role where I could be more hands-on, engaging directly with people and making tangible impact. During one of my assignments with the Department of, I had the opportunity to audit the operations of. This government initiative aims to bring development and basic services to conflict-affected barangays, the smallest administrative division in the Philippines. Throughout this activity, I was able to visit geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas of the country. I met various local government officials and local government operations officers working tirelessly to better their communities. I witnessed how they coordinated with various barangays, enabling these communities to build the necessary infrastructure with a significant budget. The impact of these field officers on their lives of the people was inspiring. Their gratitude was palpable even through the language barrier as they prepared their barangay development plan. This experience sparked a profound interest within me, compelling me to consider how I could pivot my career to become someone who could have such a meaningful impact on others' lives and their communities. As a sociable person, I crave the kind of human interaction and the fulfillment of directly contributing to the betterment of society that this role provided. However, my current skills and knowledge might not be enough to bridge the gap between my current career and the one I desire. Thus, I decided to further my studies, focusing on areas I'm deeply passionate about, community services and aging support. Aside from aligning my career goals, these fields hold personal significance for me. As the eldest child in the family, I am responsible for caring my aging parents. A course in aged care support will provide professional competence and equip me personally to take on this upcoming responsibility. This realization was brought into sharper focus when I cared for my ailing grandmother before, which inspired me to acquire formal knowledge in aged care now. These courses are not just an investment in my career, but it also equips me personally to offer the best care for my loved ones in the future while aligning my professional path with the passion for community service. Ayun, dun yung nilagay ko para ma-align ko yung work background ko dun sa course na ititake ko dito sa Australia. For the next part, career plans and expected remuneration. Remuneration is yung sweldo. Upon completing my studies in Australia, my immediate ambition is to return to the Philippines and secure a role as a community development officer in the holds a special appeal to me during my tenure with the. I developed a keen interest in the activities of this unit, primarily responsible for logistic and social development in areas affected by domestic insurgency. It closely aligns with the community-centric skills and knowledge I will have gained from my courses. My qualification in aging support and community services will not only meet the requirements for such a position, but will also provide a competitive edge, increasing my chances of securing a role within the. This opportunity will mark a significant milestone in my career, enabling me to directly apply my learnings and contribute to the community development on a larger scale. After gaining substantial experience in building my community development credentials in the. My ultimate goal is to assume a city government department head 3 role in the Department of. This department focuses on social protection, poverty alleviation, and promoting the well-being of individuals, families, and communities. In the local government units here in the Philippines, City Government Department Head 3 salary grade is 27, which equates to 131,124 monthly or approximately 41,000 Australian dollars annually. This gives me the opportunity to create impactful policies and programs that will truly make a difference in the lives of my fellow Filipinos and at the same time build on my financial stability in my home country. The cost of my tuition fees, which amounts to 21,500 Australian dollars for the whole duration of my study, is a worthwhile investment considering the potential income and, more importantly, the impact I can make in the expected employment field. Against the economic circumstances in the Philippines, the demand for community development professionals is high and my Australian qualification will give me a competitive edge. Shala, di ba? Minention ko yun kung kano yung mga expected salary if I will assume that position. Dito sa GTE, kailangan natin sabihin na ganito yung target nating position kahit medyo hindi naman talaga possible na maging city department head ako. Yun yung sinabi kong ini-aim ko para yung tuition ko dito is mababawi ko kapag yun yung inassume kong role. Saka nakita nyo kung paano ko na-incorporate yung pag-aaralan ko dito sa Australia sa magiging future job na ina-aspire ko sa Philippines. Kasi kaya nga tayo nag-aral sa Australia kasi meron tayong goal sa Philippines na yun yung dapat natin i-mention dito sa GTE natin. Na instead na sa Philippines tayo mag-aral, mas okay dito sa Australia kasi may edge kapag from international school ka galing. Next part naman is about my study gap. I acknowledge that it has been over a decade since I completed my bachelor's degree in 2012, but these intervening years were not a period of inactivity, but an invaluable pace of practical learning and career exploration. Engaging in various administrative roles in the private sector and government services allowed me to acquire substantial real-world experience, refine my skills, and discover my true passions. These years of experience were essential in shaping my career trajectory, and I do not view them as a gap but as a necessary chapter in my professional story. With a decade's worth of experience, I now stand at a juncture in my career where I have a clear vision for my future. I aspire to transition toward more community-centric roles within the government sector, and I am acutely aware that this shift necessitates further study to augment my skills and knowledge. This decision to return to academia isn't impulsive but is a thoroughly deliberated choice, supported by years of experience and a distinct understanding of my career objectives. As I prepare to embark on this academic journey, I am not just seeking theoretical knowledge but also aiming to apply this learning in a pragmatic context. So short lang siya kasi in-acknowledge ko lang yung gap ng previous studies ko sa current study ko dito. For the next part, industry conditions and opportunities in the Philippines. In the Philippines, the community service sector, particularly roles such as a community development officer and a city government department head tree, offer considerable prospects. As a community development officer, I could focus on mitigating social disparity and fostering development in areas impacted by domestic conflict. Later, as a department head tree in the Department of I would have the chance to contribute significantly to social protection, poverty alleviation, and community well-being. Both roles align with the country's ongoing efforts to promote development and offer an invaluable opportunity to influence policies that directly affect the community. According to a report by JobStreet, civil service has become a hot career path in the Philippines. The article highlighted several factors that make a career in civil service appealing, including job security, benefits and incentives, and opportunities for learning and growth. The Philippine government is continuously expanding and improving its services, which leads to an increasing demand for skilled professionals in these areas. Moreover, the Philippines has made strong commitment to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly in terms of reducing inequality and poverty. This means that there is a high demand for experts who can contribute to policy making and program development in community service sector, especially those like me who will have international experience and qualification. So aside from that, dito si visa team na yung naglagay ng parang article dun sa JobStreet. Sila yung nag-insert ng mga ganitong phrases dito sa GTE ko. Next part is how these programs will benefit my career and personal goals. Embarking on the Diploma of Community Service and Certificate 4 in Aging Support Program will be a stepping stone toward my career objectives and personal aspirations. Professionally, the Diploma in Community Service will equip me with a comprehensive understanding of community's challenges and the skills to develop and implement strategies to overcome these. This training will be instrumental in my pursuit of a role as a community development officer. It will enable me to facilitate programs effectively, contributing to the welfare of various communities, particularly those impacted by domestic insurgency. Eventually, as I aspire to take on the city government department head 3 role, the broad perspective and deep insight into community will be invaluable in influencing policies that directly impact the community. Moreover, qualifications from Australia hold a strong reputation for excellence both in the Philippines and internationally. They are respected for their rigorous curriculum, emphasis on practical skills, and alignment with industry needs. Such international credential will equip me with unique skills and perspective, making me a more competitive candidate in the domestic job market. By earning an Australian qualification, I am not just acquiring knowledge but also securing distinctive advantage in my career progression, which will greatly assist me in achieving my professional objectives in the Philippines. On a personal level, Certificate 4 in Aging Support holds profound significance. As the eldest child, it is my responsibility and privilege to care for my aging parent. This certification will give me the knowledge and skills to offer them the best possible care as they age. The course will prepare me to understand and manage the challenges associated associated with aged care. Thus, this program is a vital personal investment beyond my career, as it equips me to support my family in the most meaningful way. And for the next part, reason for studying in Australia. Although similar courses are offered in the Philippines, like at the De La Salle University Dasmariñas and the University of the Philippines Diliman, both premier institution of higher learning, as if naman makakapasok ako doon, char. I am still eager to pursue my study in Australia for several reasons. First, the course duration of the program I wish to study in Australia will only take me 3 years to complete, while in my country it will take me more than 4 years. I could volunteer at home care facilities and community houses while studying to gain as much in-depth experience as possible. It would boost my credential for my ideal career position in the government service in the Philippines, while at the same time enhancing my knowledge and skills. Second, the class schedule. I will only have to take 20 hours per week, which will give me time to volunteer. While in the Philippines, going to classes will be for 5 days a week. The school-life balance I would have here will give me time to explore Melbourne and have once-in-a-lifetime experiences. It would also allow me to visit tourist spots nearby during my break. Besides, in the government sector here in the Philippines, there is a system for evaluating the competence of employees for promotion, which consider the educational background and training courses related to the position being filled. These courses I intend to take are partly relevant to the responsibility of a community development officer and a city government department head 3. Thus, they will be highly valuable in the pursuit of these roles. Additionally, there are added recognition and bonus points for foreign training, making this education opportunity even more valuable for my career plans. So, yung agent ko, naglagay sila ng parang picture kung may foreign training scholarship, additional 10 points if 6 or more months, and less than 6 months, 5 points. So, continuation. Meanwhile, I chose to study in Australia rather than other English-speaking countries because of its proximity to the Philippines. Thus, the time difference is also close to the Philippine time. Melbourne is only advanced by 2 hours. Airfare costs are cheaper than flights from and to Canada, the US, and the UK. Aside from that, the climate here is not too cold and it rarely snows, as I am not fond of snow and extremely cold weather. I will only visit these countries for vacation and to use my visas. I have also looked at other educational providers in Canada such as Northwest College and Western Community College, but the climate and proximity of Australia to the Philippines outweigh these options. Dito sa part na to, pinakita ko kung ano yung mga schools na pwede kong pasukan, pero in-explain ko yung mga pros and cons and also yung mga countries na pwede kong applyan as an international student and kung bakit Australia yung napili ko. Dapat masasatisfy mo si immigration officer sa mga ganong tanong. After that, ang sunod ko namang nilagay is nasa 6th page na tayo, mga chingguya. For the next part, financial circumstances in Australia. For the funding of my study and living expenses here in Australia, I will use the savings I have saved since 2016. I have attached bank statements and bank certificates from financial institution in the Philippines amounting to, ito yung show money ko papuntang Australia. Pero wala talaga akong ganito kalaking pera. Ginamit ko yung pension ng mom ko, konting ipon ko, and yung mga credit card na ginawa kong credit to cash or nakabuo ko ng ganitong amount for my show money. So, wala po talaga sa akin tong gantong pera. So, amounting to 1,658,423 pesos or 43,871 Australian dollars. I still have other incoming bonuses for my service in the government amounting to 161,938 or 4,402 Australian dollars. Aside from that, I also receive quarterly dividend from my capital contribution in financial institution exclusive to active and previous personnel in the which give 16% and 14% interest income per annum, respectively. Sometimes rates are higher. My estimated annual dividend for this year is more than 80,000 or 2,175 Australian dollars, increasing as I deposit more money quarterly. I also have credit cards that I could use for other purchases. With all of this, I am confident I can support all the expenses this course will incur while I stay in Australia. Moreover, my 2 cousins in the Philippines also offer financial support if needed. Their names are Vien and Jason. They are siblings and my cousins on my maternal side. Jason has been a in the Philippines since March 5. He also owns at my mother's hometown. On the other hand, Vien is a manager of and the one responsible for the day-to-day activities of the business. I thank them for helping me achieve my goal of studying here in Australia. I attached their affidavit of support, business registration, and bank certificate as proof of their capacity to support and help me. Blinip ko na kung ano yung mga work nila and kung saan kasi for security purposes. So next part is my ties in the Philippines. I am the eldest of the 3 children of. My father was a former uniformed personnel in the for around 30 years, while my mother recently retired after 41 years of serving in the same government agency. They are the reason why I work as a civil servant too. As for my siblings, I have a brother and a sister. My brother is training to be uniformed personnel in the and will graduate in September 2023. I am so proud of his achievement and for doing this for the country. I hope to attend his graduation if there is no schedule conflict with my classes. While my sister, a hotel and restaurant management graduate, is a hands-on mom to my cute 6-year-old niece in. Though I live in the city, I always visit my parents on long weekends. I love to visit because they always cook my favorite dishes. This course would not just improve my career but also equip me with knowledge on how to provide support to my parents. I want to give back all the support that they have provided to us. In addition, I also have a lot of relatives in the Philippines and being away from them saddens me because I will miss important events and family celebrations. Good thing there is social media and we can call each other and still be up to date on our lives. For now, I still have the time to study, change careers, and be away from them. 3 years is just a short time and I will be back home to continue and execute my plan. Aside from that, I also have my life and health insurance from Sun Life, which will provide security when I grow old, and my government contributions to the Pag-ibig Fund, PhilHealth, and GSIS. This contribution will help me buy a house, pay lower hospital fees, and receive a retirement pension for my government service. My membership in the 2 financial institutions for personnel needs to be updated every 3 years, and being employed in the gives me an opportunity to save and earn dividend as high as 16% and 14% per annum respectively. So inulit ko lang din yung mga financial ties ko sa Philippines as my ties or home ties, na yun yung mga factor and people na babalikan ko sa Philippines. So next part, malapit na tayong matapos. My immigration history. As of today, I have been to 2 countries. The first country I visited was Singapore on March 22 to 29, 2003. I went there for tourism and explored the country for 7 days. After that, I flew to Australia on March 29. Aside from my Japan multiple entry visa, which is valid for 10 years, I also have multiple entry visas to the US and Canada, which are valid until 2029. I wish to visit these countries during my break from study to visit my friends and relatives there. So yun, dun sa immigration history, since wala pa ako masyadong travel outside Philippines, ngayong year lang din ako nagkaroon ng travel history or lumabas ng Philippines, kaya ang nasabi ko lang is yung Singapore and Australia. Pero sinabi ko or minention ko na meron akong visa sa US and Canada and also Japan. So just in case meron akong budget, kunyari, magbi-visit ako doon para lang ipakita ko na hindi lang ako sa Australia may option na pumunta, kundi meron din sa ibang country. Pero sa totoo, syempre, kailangan natin mag-ipon para may pampapasaya ako doon. Kunyari lang mayaman. Kasi kailangan mo din i-prove na hindi ka mahihirapan mag-adjust, especially financially. Dapat capable ka to sustain your living expenses. Kasi kung hindi, ma-refuse yung visa nyo. Medyo, dito sa GTE, sabi nga nung ibang mga GTE writers, kailangan nating yabangan. Yabangan natin yung mga immigration officer na we can afford to live here, may pera, kahit sa totoo lang, wala. Kasi, syempre, yung opportunity, dadating lang din yan kapag nandito na tayo sa Australia. So, for the last part, ito na yung conclusion. In conclusion, my primary intention for applying for this visa is to pursue a certificate for in aging support and a diploma of community service at ACVET with the ultimate goal of enhancing my career opportunities and community development back in my home country, the Philippines. I am fully committed to complying with all visa conditions and look forward to immersing myself in Australian rich and rewarding educational experience. Thank you for taking the time to consider my application. If you require any further information, please feel free to contact me. Sincerely yours, vienmalabanan. Aside from that, naglalagay din ako ng mga footnotes, especially sa mga term na hindi familiar yung immigration officer, katulad ng PhilHealth, GSIS, Pag-ibig, ano nga ba yun? So, maglagay lang kayo ng link ng website para pwede lang i-click yun to check kung ano nga ba yung mga sinasabi natin. So, I think meron akong 12 footnotes. Yun yung mga nilagay ko. And that's it mga chingguya. Ayun ang GTE ko or ang Genuine Temporary Entrant ko. I hope naintindihan nyo yung pagbabasa ko and maglalagay naman ako ng screenshot ng GTE ko para hindi kayo mahirapan. If you have any question, you may comment them down below and don't forget to like and share this to your family and friends, especially those who are aspiring to apply as an international student here in Australia. Please click the subscribe button to be notified for other visa application tutorial and also to be updated sa aking buhay dito sa Australia as an international student. Have a nice day everyone! Annyeong chingguya! Bye-bye! Sunod kong ipopost is yung work ko dito sa Australia. So, I think that's gonna be on November. So, watch out nyo yun mga chingguya, kung magkano yung sweldo ko, kung kailan sumisweldo, and magkano yung tax, paano ako nag-apply, especially yung resume ko. So, yun yung mga dapat yung abangan, okay? Bye!